Hey Rockstars, I'm JB, expert salesperson and master presenter.
I'm the doctor, psychologist, and behavioral expert.
This is the Entrepreneur Mastery Lab podcast.
What is up, Rockstars, and welcome back to the lab. I'm JB, and today I get the pleasure of chatting with you just by myself. No Doc today. Big Doc is out of the studio. Super pumped to be here today. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome to the Entrepreneur Mastery Lab, the EML podcast. Happy to have you. If you're a returning guest, viewer, listener, thank you so much for joining us again. Do me a favor, whether or not you're returning or your first time, give us a like, subscribe, a follow, whatever floats your boat. We'd love to have it. It means the world for us, allows us to impact more people more often, and we want to thank you ahead of time for going ahead and doing that. Now, we typically have real talk with real professionals, but today it's just going to be real talk with real professionals, just myself. And today, especially excited because we're going to be talking about, that's right, you see it right down there below, an unpopular opinion day. And I want to zero in on one of my favorite subjects of all time, which is sales. That is right, sales. And I do have an unpopular take today, and that is almost everything you see on social media that is getting you excited, getting you to take action, that is teaching you how to sell. Almost all of it seems to be oriented on one thing and one thing only, the actual point of sale. And the language you use in the point of sale and these techniques, these crazy techniques to make sure that you get the sale and close the business. But here's the thing, here's the craziest thing about this. And it's the unpopular opinion, right? Sales. It's a lot less about what you're saying. Truly, the words that you say don't matter all that much. Now, I could understand if you're selling, a microtransaction, something less than $1,000, where hey, the words are very important, and I'm not suggesting that messaging isn't important, but the actual techniques and the words that you use, that's working on the margins. That's like, hey, I'm going to get a little tiny lift here on my overall ability to close business. It is not. I'm telling you right now, it is not the way to magnify your sales. If you're looking to grow your sales, the emphasis, your focus, the training, the attention, and the intention should be focused a whole lot more on the process and what comes before and after the sale. So there's really three layers here I want to talk about, right? The first thing I want to talk about is let's dive into what we do before the sale. And this to me is nearly mind-blowing because most of the time when we're chatting with somebody, unless it's a completely cold lead, we know who they are to an extent, right? Somebody's referring them to us. I mean, if you're a professional service person, chances are you're getting referred to somebody. If it's a bigger ticket item, you're going to be able to find out some information about them. They're going to have a profile, whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram. I don't care. They're out there. Their information's out there. It's doing the work ahead of time. It's the pre-work before the actual sale. And I see this happen all the time. People will book a meeting, and then they'll book a meeting, and 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 so on and so forth, until their calendar is full, and it looks great. If you were to show me that calendar, I'd be like, oh my gosh, wow, you are the best salesperson in the world. Look at how full your calendar is. But they don't leave any time for the prep before the actual meeting. They don't leave any time for what's probably the most important thing that's going to determine your success in that meeting. It's crazy. Now, I'm not saying the meeting doesn't matter. Meeting matters. You got to be able to close or at least move forward and make progress on the client journey. You got to move a client forward. They can't stay where they were or move backwards. That's a pretty unsuccessful meeting. So the meeting matters, and what we say in the meeting kind of matters in the sense that we need to be consistent. We do. We need to be consistent in the meetings with our messaging. It's the only way for us to actually find out what does work and what doesn't work in our messaging. We need to be consistent. We need to have clarity in what we're talking about. We need to speak with confidence, and we need to show that we care. It's all about the C's when it's in meeting. That's where your messaging matters. It's not the specific techniques that you use. I'm sorry, all you gurus out there, you're just wrong about this. It's not about that. That stuff maybe makes a little bit of a difference. But the big difference is prep beforehand, and then consistency, clarity, confidence, and caring, showing some damn empathy in that meeting. And then the last thing that really matters in sales, if you want to get great at sales, if you really want to blow up your sales, guess what? It is the follow-up. It's having a follow-up plan. I'm going to refer back to what I referred to before. This is important. If I'm going back with meetings and I'm not scheduling out time at the end for my notes, for my follow-up, for my tasks, for the to-dos, I am losing probably 70% of that meeting. The nuanced details, the important things that are going to move the needle forward, I'm losing them by not having a crystal clear follow-up plan and time for follow-up and time to coordinate that follow-up, which is the craziest thing to me. It's like we go into this sale and this meeting and we think that's it. It's game time. It's this 60 minutes. But any professional athlete would turn around and tell you that, wow, the 60 minutes is just the output from what we do before and afterwards. It's everything around the 60 minutes that matters. And that's what I think most salespeople miss, the 60 minutes. Gosh, that's where the results come in from the stuff you do outside of the 60 minutes. So it's got to be done beforehand. It's got to be done afterwards. We have to have a process, clarity, confidence, consistency, caring. These things matter in the meeting, but it's the before and the after that are going to magnify your sales. So that's my unpopular opinion for the day. And I don't know if you agree with me, but I'd love to hear from you. Okay. I think I might be off my rant. I squeezed in a lot in 5 minutes. But I want to hear from you. I want to know. I mean, do you agree? What do you think is the biggest driver in sales? Is it the meeting, or is it stuff before and after? Let me know. So, hey, I'm going to ask you again. If you thought this was useful, if you got something out of this, if you agree with me, give me a like, subscribe, follow, check us out, check out our other podcasts, check out our blogs. We talk about a lot of this stuff in the blogs, and we would love to hear from you as always. JB, the doc, have yourself a fantastic day. We appreciate you, rock stars, and tune in again next week, every week on Mondays for our latest and greatest episodes. JB out.